Okay, I've done all my rows around and around and around, and yes, I did go back and cut off some of the yarn and start with a different color so that it could match the sock. And then I realized it's not going to match the sock because I wound the ball opposite, and, well, you'll see when I wear them. But we have gotten up to the space where we do our next step, and now we're going to begin our heel gusset. So, if you're not sure what a heel gusset is, here is the other sock, and we've gone up and up. And now we're going to start the part where it opens up to go around your ankle and around your heel. So we're going to start these increases right here. So what we're going to do is get 2 little stitch markers. These can be actual stitch markers. There's lots of different kinds. If you don't have any, you can just use a little circle of yarn or a paper clip, but something to mark your space. Okay, so everybody has a halfway point on one of their sock needles, which is going to be a quarter number of stitches that are on your entire sock. So, for me, that is 16. For you, it might be different. So let's go ahead and get up to the middle. So that's my halfway point between stitches, and now we are going to increase 2 stitches every other row until you have increased as many stitches as it tells you to in your pattern. So the way you're going to do that is, again, left and right lifted increases. So first, let's put our little stitch marker here so we know where we're increasing. We're going to start with a left lifted increase. And then a right lifted increase. Next little stitch marker in there. And continue knitting all the way around to the end. So once we get back around, our next row is just going to be a row of plain knit stitches. And so every other row you're increasing 2 stitches. You're going to do this for as many as it tells you to in the pattern. And then you are going to end with a row that is just a plain knit. So increase, knit, until you have the correct number of increase stitches. Okay, so I realized that I accidentally did an increase round 2 rounds in a row, and I really didn't want to go back and undo it, so instead I just knit an extra round, so at least it was only 1 mistake instead of 2, and I've done the correct number of rounds that I was supposed to have done. Okay, now we have all the stitches in between that you are supposed to have for your little gusset in between your stitch markers, and we are going to knit to the end of needle 1. Okay, now we've just knit across needle 1, so you're going to turn your work. And we're going to begin our little baby heel flap now. So to do that, we're going to start by slipping the first stitch of each row. And you should be on your wrong side row now, so we're going to go back across needle 1 on the wrong side. And you're just going to slip the first stitch. When you get to the end, obviously purl that last stitch. And then you'll flip it, and then you'll slip again that first stitch, knit back across, turn it again, slip that first stitch, purl back across, and each time you go across counts as 1 row, obviously. And you're going to knit as many rows as it tells you to in your pattern. And if you wanted to do some kind of reinforced heel stitch, you can do that here if you like to. You can begin that now. Alright, purling that last stitch, turning the work. That was working one row. And now we're going to slip that first stitch again and knit across. And that is 2 rows. So go ahead and continue on for as many rows as your pattern says, and I'll meet you at the next step.